Hey guys, I thought that we would do my corn the way that I do my corn. I get a lot of people with a lot of interest in the corn, and I also do another little dish called cheesy peas, and oh, it's so good. What you're going to need is 2 cans of corn. You can double this, triple it, you can do anything you need to do. For the corn, you have to have corn and milk and butter or the blue bonnet. And for the cheesy peas, you're going to need ever how many cans of peas that you're going to need. And you're going to need cornstarch and a little bitty bit of butter, and you're going to need Velveeta or American cheese. I was out of Velveeta, but I had 4 or 5 slices of American cheese here. And we're going to do these cheesy peas and this corn. And you'll need 2 pots, you know, and I've got I hope that my corn will, yeah, I think it'll hold that corn. If you've got fresh corn, wonderful. I don't. I ain't got none right now. But this is something that fresh corn is so sweet and good and juicy that you don't have to do all this adding unless you just want to. And now I'll get my corn on back here, and I'm gonna add half a stick of butter to it right now. I'll have a whole I'll have a whole stick in there by the time I'm done. But I start with half. Well, close. Well, you seem to beat my life, honey. All right, and then now let's get them peas on the other side over here. Blind back. Get it going, and you want to use the juice that the corn comes in, put it right in there. Same thing with peas. Don't have to rinse them and all that. That stuff's been canned. That's run through the highest temperatures ever was. So let's get them out, and they don't need anything in them right now. And let me show you something that I always do with my peas. I take a spoon or whatever I can find and mash. See how I'm mashing some? And mash some of them peas, because that's what'll make this dish. It'll help it thicken up. Even without cornstarch, it'll get thick and does the best. But if I'm just heating up the peas real fast, gonna throw some butter in them and nothing else, I do this. It just really, it makes them taste just like they come right out of the garden. And I don't care if that's a big brand or if it's the cheapest you can find, it works the same. It makes them just so ever-loving good. All right, then I'm gonna press on these peas a few minutes, and then when my corn comes to a boil, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let that corn, almost every bit of that water, boil out. But don't let it boil dry now and burn. And then I will add that other half stick of butter, and I'll add me milk just to cover the corn, and let it cook down a little bit again. It's so good, it's so sweet and fresh, just like you just went right, picked it right out of the garden. And then I'll show you what I do with these peas. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, I was bringing you back. Let me show you the corn. It's really boiling down. It's not nearly enough, but it's boiling down. You can see that pretty butter in there. But now the peas are ready to work on. See these peas right here? They've boiled down to there, and look at that. And they're already thickening up. This is what we want. And I'm going to show you what we do. I'm going to get me, I thought I had a spoon. Oh, I stuck it right in the peas, didn't I? Let me get me a clean spoon here. Now we're gonna get a cornstarch here. I don't have no certain amount. It don't take too much though, not as much as you think. That's probably too much. But we'll work with it. Just add a little bit of water. You can see I didn't add enough for nothing. And just try to get it mixed up. Cornstarch is actually kind of hard to mix. Alright guys, it's starting to mix now. I'm going to get them back on the burner. Let them come right back up to a boil. Now I've got that ready to go. And I'm going to get my cheese. Get it ready to go in there. Been over here next to the stove. It's good and warm and easy to handle. Might not need all of it. We shall soon see. And we're going to get this cheese down in our pigs. They're boiling. I can go ahead and pull them out. I hate to put in big old clumpy pieces because it's harder for it to melt, but I am going to go ahead and do that anyway. Stir it right down in there. Get out of melt. It's going to take every bit of this cheese though, because that's 3 cans of peas in there. And that's all of it, and we want that to melt. So look how thick it's already gotten. And that's with nothing, just the water and letting them cook down and squashing a few. We want that cheese to melt though. Well, I can smell it. It's starting to melt. You can see it too. It's getting creamy looking in the peas. I don't know if we're going to have the cornstarch mixture or not. It ain't looking like it. It's looking like it might be just right. We still got a chunk or two in there. See them? There's one. There's one. I'm going to pull it out and work on a little bit more right here. I don't want it to burn at this point. Now I tell you what, these are delicious, people. Try it, try it. I'm going to put a little dab of this in there, but I mean just a dab because it's thickened up enough that it don't need much of it. You see I didn't use all of it. Get it back on that burner. Finish melting that cheese. I'll pull my corn off the burner and see where it's at. It's just about cooked down, but it still got a little bit to go, not much. Ooh, there she's coming to life. Now them are done. They're thick, they're cheesy, and if you want to put a little dab of butter in them, you can. That's absolutely up to you. But you can't go wrong with a little dab of butter in with your peas. I mean, it don't take much, about a pat, because it's got that cheese in there and them beautiful peas. All thickened up by themselves. Didn't even need the cornstarch, but I put a little bit anyway. But that is one happy little dish right there. And I'm going to set it back on the burner, but I'm going to turn that burner off. And you can put salt and pepper if you want to now, guys. I don't really want to put the salt and pepper in the peas and the corn when I make them this way because they're so sweet and good. You don't want to really mess with it, especially not the corn. Now the peas you might want to add a little salt or a little pepper, but I don't, and I sure don't add none to that corn. Now here's the corn. Here's where it's at. See, it's boiled down to where they ain't hardly anything left. And right now is when I will put my other half of butter. And I cut a pad off and stuck it in the peas. That don't matter. And I'm going to add my milk just to cover the corn. me stir it and see where I'm at right there. That's good. Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, that's perfect as a matter of fact. And you let that cook down again. Not as low now as I did with the water, but you let it cook down again for, I don't know, 10-15 minutes or something. Maybe not that long. I don't know what temperature you're cooking on there. I had both mine on high. And that corn tastes just like you really did. Just go right out there and pick it. It's sweet and good, and you don't want to mess it up with salt and pepper at all. But we'll be back here in a minute, guys. Them peas are done, and this corn is working on getting done, and we'll come back and make us a little plate. Thank you. Hey guys, you can see I'm taking the corn off now too, and I'll show you where it's cooked down to. It'll take a second there. See, it's cooked down to where it's just below the corn, and that's the way you want it. See, there's not. You leave it right in there, and then here's these peas. Oh, they're just getting thicker and better by the second. I toasted them. It's making my mouth water. And I'm gonna make a little plate here with this corn. A little fresh piece of cornbread there, all crunchy, and some peas. Lime mercy, don't you look at them peas. Ooh, they're good. You can taste that cheese, and they're absolutely the perfect thickness. And our meat's still in the oven. But I just wanted to go ahead and get this done because it can be reheated but the meat's about done. But anyway, here's my cheesy peas, and this is how I fix my corn. And I appreciate you guys so much for putting up with me. And until next time.